We sometimes just we'll look at our wall full of topics and we'll just love one so much that we know we've got to use it. And there are some that feel like they could hop from one episode to another because it doesn't really matter where he is in his life right now for this topic to work. So yeah, there are definitely those.
Would you consider this character the sort of quintessential Andy Daly character in many ways?
Yeah, I like a lot of the time my characters are characters who are like happy-go-lucky, confident, sweet people on the surface who turn out to be depraved, lunatic, psychotics with bodies in the basement and a string of victims. So this guy is a little bit different in that there is not, I don't believe, a psychopath lurking underneath the surface. The first part of it is true. He's happy-go-lucky and confident and a sweetheart, but he is the victim of his own stupidity more than he is going around victimizing other people. Yes, there's some collateral damage and other people get hurt in the process of making review, but it really is that he has made a few catastrophic miscalculations in life, one of which is that this television show he's doing is a good idea, and the other is that he is uniquely qualified to do it and that it's an important public service. He's just wrong about all of that. But once he's signed on to that premise, terrible things just keep happening to him and the people around him.
Well, in the first episode, based on the first season of the show or the first season of review within the show, he says there's a box that they have, right, where he can basically sort of veto anything. But because he's so committed to the show, he kind of...
Well, right. I mean, Forrest is truly committed to the show. He believes it's important. But this season, one of his conditions for coming back to the show was to say, like, I have to be able to turn down some things that are so horribly illegal or so incredibly dangerous. I need the freedom to do that. So you get the feeling, we don't see it, but you get the feeling there was a little bit of a back and forth between him and his producer about how this would work out, and what they've come to is he can veto 2 reviews over the course of the season. Only 2, and once those 2 are done, he's got to do whatever comes after that. So, and in the first episode, he reviews what's it like to get in a bare-knuckle brawl and what's it like to blackmail someone, and then glory holes. And he doesn't deploy the veto on any of those. So you can see that this is not to be taken lightly as far as he's concerned.
Do you have any topics for review that come up in the writer's room that you say to yourselves, it's so dark, it's just too dark, we can't really go there, what would we even do with him?
I would say no. Although I will say this season we spent a long time trying to figure out, like, what would happen if Forrest was asked, hey, Forrest, what's it like to die? And then, because he's so committed, like, he doesn't do things halfway. He doesn't just mock something up, really. He will do it to the fullest extent he can. So we really spent a long time trying to figure out, like, well, he could have his heart medically stopped for a period of time. Like,
does he go flatliners?
Right, he could find a corrupt physician to medically kill him and then bring him back or whatever. But we ended up instead doing what we did in the first episode, which is, I'm going to spoil it since it was already on television, that he ends up being shot and being in a coma for a while. And that felt like sort of redundant with being medically killed.
The moment where he's shot in that episode, I watched the episode today, and the moment when he's shot, I laughed so hard that everybody was like, it's one of those horrible moments where everyone's like, what's he laughing at? What's he laughing at? And you're like, I can't really explain it was the shock of this idea that it was so funny.
I'm delighted that we've created a show where someone gets shot 3 times and everybody laughs so hard that people are concerned.